everyone, we are Team 6. Before we begin, let us briefly introduce ourselves. I am Ping.
I am Cahya.
I am Dinding.
And I'm Ricky.
Today we will present the investigative audit of PT Eduglobal Mandiri, focusing on risk, vessel analysis, audit procedures, sampling plans, affiliated transactions, audit technology documentations, and our final recommendations. Let's begin.
Okay, there are four theories. The first, 1.3 billion gap in PIP fund suggests possible fictitious reporting or misappropriation. Second, related party book purchases were overpriced, indicating potential self-dealing. Third, the dark body system has no audit trail, making data easy to manipulate and increasing fraud risk. And the last, prior year audit documentation was weak, so it can be relied on and violates documentation standards.
Our personal analysis highlight key external pressure. One is politically, both PIPs are tightly supervised, so any misstatement may lead to sanction. The economically, the discrepancies disrupt school budget, and socially, misuse of education fund harm public trust. Technologically, missing audit trails increases fraud risk, and legally, AGM may breach disclosure requirement, and therefore environmentally, digital book procurement to digital procurement support sustainability governance gaps still dominate.
Next, for the PIB disbursement audit, we perform bank reconciliation, verified 50 until 100 transactions, checking supported receipts, review student data, and send external confirmation to both banks and beneficiaries. For test of control, we assess segregation of duties, documentation routines, reconciliation process, and IT control of student data change. And for substantive testing, we verify transactions individually, analyze anomalies, and compare this year's PIB figures with historical ones to detect inconsistencies.
Okay, for procurement procedures, we assess compliance with competitive vendor selection, reviewed related party consolidated disclosure, and evaluated whether transaction meet arm's length principle. We inspected 35 to 50 invoices, reviewed contracts, validated tender evidence, and compare price with independent market vendors. The price premium and affiliated vendor relationship significantly elevated risk of unfair pricing and self-dealing.
Okay, next, our sampling approach follow ISA 530 for PIB funds. We use stratified random sampling across grade levels, attribute sampling to test documentation compliance, and monitoring unit sampling to focus on high-value transactions. For digital book procurement, we apply systematic sampling, MUS for high-value invoices, and targeted sampling for all transactions involving the affiliated vendor due to its high risk.
And the affiliated transaction violated requirement under POJK 42/2020 and PMK 172/2023. AGM purchased digital textbook from a company owned by a director without disclosure, independent appraisal, or approval procedure. These purchases were not made at arm's length and create legal, governance, financial, and reputational risk. This situation also questioned board independence and exposed potential conflict of interest behavior.
The next, to strengthen the audit, we use several technologies. The first, for PIP, data analytics help identify missing or inconsistent document. For procurement, Bedford law, and price analytics to detect anomalies and assess vendor fairness. And in the body system, IT forensic tool trace superior logs, restore the data, and identify unauthorized change. And the last, analytic also support document verification and cross-checking.
Okay, next, our documentation can forward ISA 230. We documented all audit stage with digital indexing and set a 5 the 7 year retention. period, we achieve clear records confirmation, contracts, reconciliations, and procurement evidence and ensure data confidentiality, stressing complex support due to past witness.
And our recommendation, number 1, strengthen independent audit with regular third-party validation. Number 2, increase transparency through mandatory digital disclosure of BOS and PIP fund usage. Number 3, improve internal controls, particularly in procurement, and require approval before any affiliate transaction. And the last, integrate IT forensic tools for monitoring data changes and detecting irregularities earlier.
So, that concludes our presentations. Through this audit, we emphasize the need for transparency, stronger controls, and improved governance to safeguard education funds. So, thank you.